We're talking at least a quarter mile in distance, and with the new hospital building going up there, that distance from the pharmacy to there will be even greater. Here's just a brief snapshot of who we are at Geisinger. Here's a little bit about our system therapeutics department. And now what I'd really like to focus on is, I've said we've been a partner with Aethon back to 2005. And since that time, the number of deliveries that has been made using the TUG technology, close to 50,000. The number of miles that our TUG unit traveled since that time, 3,400. We travel about 3 miles a day. So why medication tracking in the hospital scenario? The way the expansion is going at Geisinger, everything is expanding farther away from our pharmacy location. And I'm wrestling with the problem of how am I going to get what we call these signature receipt deliveries, which are usually done by a technician, and get them from where we are in the pharmacy to that farthest destination point in a year or two when that hospital comes into service. And Aethon, who I said we've been working with for a long time, showed up on our doorstep and began talking to us about this new piece of technology that they had to track medications using their TUG units, and what that would do for me in terms of not having to have my technicians be out of the pharmacy and what I call unproductive time making deliveries to those faraway locations. On average, when we started talking with Aethon about this chain of custody thing, I went back and actually looked how much time my technicians do spend out of the pharmacy on unproductive time. So 12 inpatient units, on average about 3 signature deliveries per day per unit. And I think we came up with an average of about 7 minutes per delivery. So if you do the math, I have a technician making these deliveries and being outside of the pharmacy about 4.2 hours every day. And it's only going to get worse because now I'm adding 2 more hospital units, and they're even farther away from our farthest delivery point now. So, it was, I hate to say it was a no-brainer, but it was really a no-brainer for me. Why would I want to send a technician out of the pharmacy when to do these signature receipts when I can have TUG do it? It was just a very simple and obvious way to go for us. For us, it was also more bang for our TUG buck. We already had the TUG platform there and the TUG technology there, and it was just a matter of tweaking it and bringing it into this this chain of custody technology. The advantages that we've seen, it's computer-based, so I don't have to worry about pieces of paper anymore. I don't have to worry about searching for pieces of paper. It's on the computer, it's lasting, it's easily retrievable, provides a good electronic accountability of receipt, and we found it's very easy to use, and we prefer that much more than paper. We send the first dose up, this is before chain of custody, they can't find it. We have to go then find the signature receipt. We look and we can't read the name that's on the signature receipt. Then we actually have to take the signature receipt up to the floor to actually say who signed this, so then we could find that person to say, what did you do with the med? Now, I mean, that happens. So right now, we can go to the technology and say, Mary Smith was the person who took the medication out. Please check with Mary Smith and see what she did with it. I hope you can appreciate this. I don't know about your facilities, but we actually have technicians who call off from work. We do. And one thing that I didn't think about in this chain of custody thing is that my ability to make deliveries is really unaffected by whether I have a call off or not. The TUG can be sent out with a chain of custody delivery, and if I'm short-staffed, if I'm down a technician, who's doing the answering the phone and the dispensing and keeping up with the first doses? The pharmacist. The other option for when I'm short-staffed is, I'm short-staffed, you have to come down to the pharmacy and pick up the med. That doesn't go over very well at all. It's kind of almost helped preserve the good relationship that I have with our nursing service folks. Nursing at our facility has been very supportive. I'll be honest, you know, when I went to them with this, when Aethon came to me and I went to them about this, because of course it involves, you know, the biometrics and the fingerprinting of their staff, and I had to get them on board, it was easy to convince them that, you know, it'll make it easier for them because they will know who received the med on their unit versus, you know, this grand search that always occurs on the nursing units as to where the med is. But really, I brought them on board by saying, the more I can keep the technicians in the pharmacy, the more I can just make med delivery overall more efficient and the service to you better, because I will have people in there who can answer phones. I won't have to pull your nurses off the floor to come down and pick up meds in the pharmacy when I'm short-staffed. I'll have technicians in the pharmacy who can, you know, tube the meds to you, you know, when they're ready to be tubed. So it was kind of like a win-win on both of our parts. What I'd like to leave you with, just some thoughts, some takeaways, is our ability to track the deliveries has definitely allowed us to improve our response times. And when I talk about response times, I'm talking about, is the med at the patient's bedside when it needs to be? And to me, that's our response time. We've focused on, you know, the do not tube list. The sample size is now expanded. I mean, it can really be any med that you want to get to a patient unit. Our missing doses and the time that we've have to devote to reworking medications has significantly diminished. We believe that in terms of medication security, we do a lot better now, because now the link between the pharmacy and the nursing unit is in the computer. I can look at the data more readily. I can look to see what my techs are sending to the floors. I can look to see when they're sending it. I don't have to go through pieces of paper, which is what I had to do in the past, and it's made me a little bit more efficient. And it's really freed up my pharmacy technicians and also nursing doing what they need to do in terms of caring for the patients and not having to have a mad scramble on the nursing unit to try and figure out where the med is that we just sent up 5 minutes ago. Thank you all very much.